Hi there. Do you have those go-to people in your organisation for certain systems? You know, that go-to guy, that go-to lady who you always go to. Hi there. I'm James Smith and I want to talk to you today about those go-to people. I was with a customer the other day. We were looking at one of the systems which I was trying to help them develop. And I said, you know, who can I talk to about this? Who's your expert? You need the go-to guy. Guys, I've heard that so many times in different organisations. So I went to see this guy and I said, hey, I hear you're the go-to guy for this system. And I get a similar response. Yeah, well, kind of. You see, what happens is one of two things. Either the person who helped implement that system in the first place becomes that go-to person, or if that person leaves, it's someone else who picks up the baton, who tries their best to understand what's there, and tries to develop that system and iron out any problems. The issue around this comes is that they never had any appropriate training in order to do that role. Also, it becomes very focused just on that one individual. And what you tend to find is that that person will do their best, but there's no structured improvements, there's no structured training, and the developments of the system are limited. You'll then tend to find that an organisation will typically struggle with that system. It gets a bad name, and people just think the system is no good. This comes about because there was no structured training in the first place. And also there's too much of a reliance on a single person. Now, I've been in this situation myself, and if you stay within an organisation and change roles, this follows you everywhere. You're still the go-to guy. You get pulled out of your new role back to develop this system, to fix issues, to train people. Now, how can we make that different? So my approach would be a much more rigorous and structured training program, and a training program that doesn't end. Often when people try to implement new systems, they think that go live date, that date when it all goes in, is the finish. Hey, we put our hands up, we're done, it's in. It just doesn't work like that. Systems evolve and develop over time. You'll bring in new processes, you'll bring in new parts, and you'll definitely bring in new people. And whenever you do that, something changes with that system interaction. There's a new way of using it, there's a new person keying in those details. And without that structured, robust training program over time, and importantly with a feedback loop, unfortunately the reliance shifts more and more onto the go-to person. Often that go-to person can leave, and then you're waiting for another go-to person to step up. So how can you change that? It really is that implementation of a structured training program, spreading that knowledge throughout the business. So you don't have a go-to person, you have a go-to team who can train others. And what you'll find as well is that by using a structured training and feedback program, you'll find better ways of using the system. You'll find that people will explore and develop new ways of how they can do their jobs. Now, sometimes that can be to a negative. People aren't trying to do something wrong, they're trying to make their life easier. In this case, you can educate, you can retrain, you can explain the consequences of perhaps doing things in a way that wasn't intended. Now, the second thing that can happen is somebody can find a better way. And if somebody's doing things in a better way that's more efficient, that yields better results, what you want to do with that is capture it and train it throughout your organisation so that everyone's using that better way, and that becomes a new standard. So if you're interested in this, why not get in touch, comment below. I'd be really interested to hear any thoughts on this, and change a reliance from your organisation from the go-to guy to that go-to team that spreads that knowledge out. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.